And welcome to another car crash video. This one's a little bit different. This was me visiting the British Motor Museum at Gaydon near Coventry in the UK. I had a look around all the Land Rovers and Range Rovers that they had on display and thought it'd be nice to put it into a video. So just as you walk up to the outside from the car park, you come across this Land Rover Evoque model. Very unusual. It's I guess made of wire, but nevertheless very, very interesting.
How cool is that?
So then you walk in through reception and the first thing you come across is a 2011 Land Rover DC100 sports concept car. This one's got a 5 litre engine. Says it does a top speed of 124 mile an hour, brake horsepower 240. A very interesting vehicle, and it's really nice that this is a concept car. As you can see, the day I was there wasn't many people there, but that's why I chose it. It was a Friday morning. Very unusual interior, but great styling. So not far from that, and still in the foyer, is a 1948 Land Rover Series 1. This is the very first pre-production model. It's powered by a 1600 engine, 4-cylinder, does 50 mile an hour and is 50 horsepower. So the price new is around about £450. This Land Rover utilised the Rover P3 engine and transmission, but its initial layout was based on the Willys Jeep, so as a result the Land Rover's dimensions were very similar. So this vehicle is number 1 pre-production Land Rover, sold in July 1948 to a farmer in Warwickshire. At the end of its working life it was bought back by the Rover company to be restored. So just heading into the main museum, you come across the 1955 Road Rover. This is a Series 1 prototype, and it's really probably the first of the Range Rover idea, maybe something a little bit more luxurious than a basic Land Rover. So this one is actually based on a modified P4 car chassis fitted with a Land Rover engine. So this one, the SN36, is the last and only survivor of the 12 Series 1 prototypes. So then it's round to the main Land Rover Range Rover display in the main museum. So this is the 1949 Land Rover Series 1 80-inch station wagon. It had a 1.6 litre engine, did a top speed of 50 mile an hour and had 50 horsepower. So by the end of production in 1951, only 641 station wagons had been produced, and more than 600 of these have been exported. It's thought that only 20 survive today. So next, a very interesting vehicle. It's a 1971 Range Rover, the Darien Gap Expedition vehicle. This is a specially equipped Range Rover that completed an expedition from Anchorage in Alaska to Cape Horn in South America. The Range Rover is a standard that fitted with special equipment such as swamp tyres, petrol tank guards, snorkel exhaust pipe extensions, winches and rollover bars. It's got the Rover V8 engine in, top speed 91 mile an hour, 135 horsepower. Price when new, £2,134. A very interesting Land Rover indeed. This is a Series 2 from 1958, Cuthbertson's conversion. So it's based on a standard Series 2 long wheelbase Land Rover minus its wheels and then dropped onto a subframe. Front tracks are steerable in the conventional way, but 4-wheel drive is engaged. Each track is powered with different motion. So it was fitted with a 2.3 litre 4-cylinder engine with a power of 70 horsepower. The high ground clearance and tracks make it well suited to marshy ground, although its poor climbing ability makes some operations such as scaling the banks of the riverbed quite difficult. So it wasn't perfect, but very, very interesting and unusual. So this next Land Rover is a 1975 101 military Ford vehicle. The military wanted a vehicle that could tow a 4,000-pound light gun. It was made on a new 101-inch chassis. The vehicle weighed 4,040 pounds but could be stripped down to £3,500 and therefore then be carried by a helicopter. This particular vehicle was used by Land Rover for proving the design and was used in conjunction with a Ruby Owen powered trailer. It's got the trusty Rover V8 engine in it, developing 135 horsepower. So this is the 2004 Range Rover Stormer concept car, which was revealed at the 2004 North American Motor Show. This concept car cost 1.5 million euros to develop, and it's powered by a 4.2 litre supercharged V8 engine producing 396 horsepower, making it the most powerful Land Rover model to date. One interesting feature is the electrically powered doors, the upper sections hinging upwards and forwards, while the smaller lower section provides a step into the cabin. Another interesting feature is the fuel gauge. Instead of a needle, a liquid level drops as the fuel tank empties. This next Land Rover is a 1968 Series 2A. Nicknamed the Pink Panther, it's a British Forces Special Air Services SAS desert car, painted pink because it's the best colour for the desert. It was converted by Marshals of Cambridge in 1968 to convert a 109-inch Land Rover. This involved fitting heavier springs, sand tyres, etc. The equipment included a general-purpose machine gun, anti-tank weapon, rifles, grenade holders, smoke canisters and navigation equipment. Now for something a little different, an all-purpose cycle made by Land Rover. This is the 1995 Land Rover APB. It was one of a range of lifestyle accessories available in the 1990s. It cost around about £900. Now for the first ever Range Rover. This is the 1969 Range Rover, first of the line. 3 were built, and this one was believed to be the first one because it was blue, and blue was always used for publicity photographs. It's got a 3.5 litre V8 engine, top speed of 99 miles per hour. The power output was 156 brake horsepower, and the price when new was just under £2,000. By the end of production, over 300,000 first generation Range Rovers had been made. This next exhibit is a scale model of the 1969 Range Rover. It became known later on as the classic Range Rover model. Up next is a concept car. This is the 1999 Land Rover SVX, the Defender Special Vehicle X. It was based on a Defender's 90 chassis, and it was powered by an uprated TD5 engine, which gave 25% more torque than the standard 90. The power was 121 brake horsepower. This unique vehicle was made for the 1995 film Judge Dredd. It's a 1995 Land Rover. This vehicle is one of 22 built for the film, but this car was the only one that had a complete interior and was used for all of the inside and close-up shots. The remaining vehicles were fitted only with the Judge Dredd exterior body shells. It had the 3.5 litre V8, which produced 135 horsepower. This is something else that's unusual. It's a 2023 Land Rover Defender 130 Cutaway clay model. These are often made to help visualise and evaluate designs. A full-size scale model enables rapid changes to the surface to be made, and the design evolves. The materials can be added or subtracted to within 0.1mm, making it incredibly quick and accurate. The models can be digitised to be used for data. This particular model is constructed of MDF, then bulked out with polystyrene foam before adding around 100 millimeters of clay, and then the model can be painted and finished to look like a completed car. Well done if you got this far. This is the last car in this video, the last car that is in the main museum. There is around about 35 additional Land Rovers in the Overflow Museum. But this one is a 1953 Land Rover Series 1 86-inch Royal Ceremonial Vehicle. It was known as State 4. It was used to carry the Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip on a 6-month Commonwealth tour. Soon after the coronation, it covered 50,000 miles over routes from London to New Zealand, Australia and many other countries. In order to help the YouTube algorithm, I'd much appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, comment, share, all the good stuff. And thank you for watching, and well done for getting this far.